more can I say?
Top Billin. Top Billin, your boy Murph, the Underground King here, excited as all get out for this Alabama and Georgia game. Yeah, I'm late to the dance with this coverage, but you know it's not a party until your boy comes through. Now listen, if you're being unbiased about the situation, you have to favor Georgia. Georgia has been virtually flawless this year. Georgia has played a great brand of football, line of scrimmage dominant football, just like that man Coach Smart wants to play. It really does remind me of some of these past really great Alabama teams. And we know that he was a big part of that. So he has recreated that at Georgia finally. This is the best offering that he had, although I don't think it's the most talented team that he has. This is the best team that is playing like a team and has the best coaching going into it as well. Everything's just kind of set up for it to win the national championship this year. So you have to favor Georgia going into this game. However, if you're being unbiased about the situation as well, you can see a clear path to victory for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And let's not forget, this is the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are absolutely loaded to the max. They have flaws in their team this year. It's definitely a different type of team, not line of scrimmage dominant on the offensive line, which is very weird for the type of talent that it does have at its disposal. But it's a team that is superior to Georgia as far as putting the ball in the air, and it has been playing some damn good defense of its own. So the path to victory for me would be what happens if Georgia is unable to run the ball on Alabama. So we see here Georgia with the 25th ranked rushing offense in the country. I wouldn't pay attention to that. I would pay attention to this right here, 5.39 yards per carry. They have a sick-ass run game, sick-ass run conglomerate, and everybody contributes. Great blocking on the perimeter from the receivers. Bringing in detached and attached tight ends that can absolutely block their asses off. The offensive line is incredible. The quarterback, for the first time that we can remember, is a threat to run the ball, and he is very good at running the ball, and they have multiple high-level running backs that can run that thing. 5.39 yards per carry is nothing to sneeze at, especially in SEC football. This is just some gruesome shit. Of course, you come with the 12 personnel here, and then you get a double at the point of attack right here. You got Schaefer and Van Pran doubling there. Of course, you got Sawyer angling off, McClendon back working backside here. But, man, having these two guys in the game right here, especially this dude right here, he's like having an extra lineman in there. He could possibly be the best blocker on the entire team, and he's a tight end, right? And Brad Jones climbing up. They have some straight-up dudes. Now, look at this. This shit is hard. Like, oh, look at that carnage. And look, oh, my God. That's just that punish and run attack where they'll get you 6 yards. And then get you 4 yards, or then get you 7 yards, and then 3 yards, just whatever it takes to continue to move the chains, and then they break one. But you can just see how they continue to lean on you. Normally on your inside zone plays like that, it's like you get an angle of a man, and then you kind of angle off. But, man, these guys are really driving these days right here. You can see this double right here. Actually, let's first look at Granddaddy here, Darnell Washington. One of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet, straight up. Look at him drive, right? Driving Miss Daisy, driving her ass all the way to the supermarket, right? He drove all the way to the second level where young Brad Jones was getting up to right there. That's just nasty. That's that Georgia brand of football that you have to respect, no doubt. Let's look at the double at the point of attack right here, Schaefer and Van Pran. Look at that, just too gruesome. My man right here, he gets his spinal cord collapsed, right? So he going to be needing a colostomy bag, and then he gets his shit headlocked, right? You put that man in a headlock, it's looking like Baby Boy with Ving Rhames and Tyrese right there. So he's done. Schaefer climbing up to the second level. Everybody doing that thing is just very punishing. I cannot wait to see that run game go against Alabama's rushing defense. That's going to be the marquee attraction, in my opinion, amongst several other things that I'll get into here in a second. But guess what? The Alabama Crimson Tide, for everything that people talk about, is giving up just 2.42 yards per rush, which is actually even better than what Georgia is doing as the number one defense in the country. 2.42 yards per rush. What happens if Georgia is unable to run the ball like it usually does and has to put that thing in the air? Then it risks, just like Alabama does, right? Alabama has a terrible pass protection going on, and it risks putting the ball in the air a lot, and Bryce Young really being taken to task there. So we would have to think Alabama's best bet is to work that quick game, manufacture plays in that manner there, and allow those demons that they have at the wide receiver position and the tight end position to create from scratch a lot. So a lot of perimeter throws, a lot of smoke screens, a lot of now routes, and then, of course, take those vertical shots, because we've seen Georgia against a few opponents really struggle the further the ball goes downfield. But styles make fights, and that's a tough proposition with Georgia's pass rush as well. But the converse of that, if Georgia has to put the thing in the air, you have Will Anderson, the best edge player in all of, probably the best defender in all of college football, maybe even over a Kayvon Thibodeau. Think about that. Speaking of, even in a rush 3 drop 8 situation where they're pretty much playing coverage across the board, you get Will Anderson here, and you can see the type of aggression that he plays with and the stick-to-itiveness. You get a dropout here from Christian Harris, the inside linebacker, and mixing up your coverages and mixing up your leverages as well on the back end could possibly cause Stetson Bennett to have to hold the ball. And then if he does have to hold the ball, as great of wheels as he has, just like a cat like Hendon Hooker here, it could be a little bit more difficult on him there. But you can just see the ruthless pursuit by Will Anderson. Check this out. Now listen, initially double teamed here, you get a lot of people to say, oh, he's double teamed. He's not. It shouldn't count for him or whatever like that. He should be out of the play. Not necessarily. A double team is just a greater opportunity for you to make a great play, and that's exactly what he does. Look at that. You can just hear he's coming like a fucking wild animal or some shit like that, bro. Look at this. This shit is incredible. This is an incredible display of not only talent, but the ability to stay with it, right? A lot of people, they encounter a double team, it is over for them. But look at him, man. He's rushing through traffic, right? He's running through the freeway and everything in crazy pursuit, sliding down the line of scrimmage, parallel, cutting Hendon Hooker off just like you would if you were a boxer. You don't follow him around. You cut off the ring. That's exactly what he did there, and he's able to stop him and be the first one on him still, even though he was double-teamed on the opposite side of where Hendon Hooker was running to. That could be a problem, no doubt about that. Kayvon Thibodeau, we know, is the number 1 overall pick, perhaps. Will Anderson would probably be that if he could be in this particular draft. He's just a true sophomore, though. So you got that threat there. Suppose this is a low-scoring game. It would feel funny. It would look funny. But if it's a low-scoring game, it's anyone's game. Think about that. Now, go to total defense here. Alabama's the 7th total defense, 7th ranked defense. Georgia number 1, of course. And we talk about passing offense. Alabama has the 7th ranked passing offense in the country. Georgia nowhere to be found in the top 50. Matter of fact, where is it? Georgia is 60th. Now, a lot of people are going to put that on the quarterback, but look at this. 9.5 yards per attempt. They don't need to pass the ball a lot. It's extremely efficient, and it's extremely impactful when they do pass the ball, which makes them a scary team. Georgia is a scary team. This national title is theirs to lose, but they can definitely lose to Alabama as well. More than likely, you play around, Georgia going to clamp that ass. Pause. But there's no way you watch what Tennessee did to Georgia through the air if you're an Alabama player, coach, fan, or whatever like that, and not think that you have a chance to replicate that and do even better, because Alabama has a better passing attack across the board than Tennessee, even though Tennessee does have a very good passing attack. You get right here man coverage into the boundary, and you can just see right here, I just don't think this is the same type of caliber of corner that they've had in years past at Georgia, and they're able to get passes like this off if you're able to keep your quarterback above ground. You see that? Georgia with its fabricated pressure schemes. That's another thing. Does Georgia have a person that it can count on without Adam Anderson being there to where they can get home organically? You start doing a lot of these fabricated pressure schemes against Alabama, right? You can see him right here with the 3-man stunt. Looks like they got Zion Load coming on the 3-man weave as well there, but you can see great protection by Tennessee allows them to get to this man coverage. Obviously, with it being a fabricated pressure scheme, kept them clean, able to hit the curl on Darian Kendrick there. Move along past here, you see something like this. Back in this man coverage here, if you can get them into their 3 safety set and you spread them like Tennessee was doing, you got plus splits, numbers grips, and then even got the slot way out here, creating a ton of room there and having these guys try to tackle in space. We can see this quick slant here to the outside, the small, breaks the tackle by Darian Kendrick, and I'm not sure what's going on right there. My man right there jackhammered and fertilized himself. Look at that, quick slant, broke the tackle by Kendrick. My man right here, unable to corral the tackle. He blows a tire, fertilizes himself, and then jackhammers himself, and Tillman's off to the races there. See right here, like I said before, you start splitting these guys out wide, really working that spread there, 10 personnel, however you want to do that, and you're able to make their safety, like Lewis seen right here, have to cover a slot receiver. He ain't got it like that. So it's like pitch and catch right there. Work the leverage right there. Boom. Velus Jones, easy pitch and catch there. You just got to have the protection. Now, will you have the protection against Georgia? I don't know. They're extremely aggressive there. You can see them right there. I love Georgia's fabricated pressure schemes. They get home more times than not, over 40-something sacks. But when they don't get home, you would have to make them pay. Conversely there, when Alabama does try to put the ball in the air, if Georgia was able to tackle well, was able to play out of its mind in some of these man coverage and combination coverage package schemes, it could be a tough day on Alabama. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm not going to make a prediction because we've done that in the past there. No matter how you go, I'm biased, even though I don't care about both of these teams. Don't like both of the fan bases, but then I'm somehow biased. So I just want you guys' prediction there. Let me know how you think this game is going to go there and tell me some of the aspects that you will be looking for, and we can do it like that. Hopefully it's a good game, man. I cannot wait to see these two teams play each other. It's always a treat. With that being said, it's your boy Murph, the Underground King. Thank you for watching. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.